We got to get this podcast going. Promise just popped a Benny and is about 2 feet down a beehole.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh my God.
Wait, I fucked it up. I hit the wrong audio.
We did Patreon.
I did the wrong audio. Hang on. It's like a K-hole, but for bees.
This episode is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Today's patron of the day is Phil Thompson. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. What's so funny? That's patreon.com/calltheline.
What is that face? Do you not know what a K-hole is either?
I don't know what a K-hole is either.
Okay, it's when you do ketamine and you end up in a K-hole and you're like South Park did the best parody of it where it's like Elon Musk
like
is
if
on
you're
stage
greened out?
and he's like, and the thing that we're going to do next, I'm in a K-hole. I'm in a hole. That's a K-hole.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm Jimmy Snow and I'm an A-hole.
Okay.
Did this episode have 2 hooks? Like 4.
I'm lost. Yeah. I'm Alyssa Lube and I'm lost.
And I'm Jimmy Snow.
And I'm Promise Backlund.
And
I needed to say something.
Go ahead.
It is Alyssa's birthday. Not really anymore because it already happened, but this is our first time getting to interact on the line since it was her birthday. And so I want everybody to comment happy birthday to Alyssa, but I also want you guys to tell her like maybe something that you've learned from her or something funny that she said that you like or something nice. Just leave some kind of information because Alyssa's she's just like so happy to offer up not just compliments, like you say actually nice things. They come out nice, but you're like very thoughtful and you're very encouraging. So everybody pay it back.
That's really
Promise
nice.
And I sent a birthday present, but right now this is going to have to do because, as you know, Amazon Web Services is down, which has taken half of the internet on the East Coast down, all the way East Coast to Texas. We're down still here. I can't use Snapchat almost at all.
Aww,
you still have
where
a
are you going to
Snapchat?
send your nudes? Well, yeah.
Of
your
course.
Partner lives with you.
Promise.
I haven't had Snapchat in like 10 years.
And you need to install it again for when you're back in America. And I'm not talking about for nudes. I'm not talking about for anything sexy or scandalous or anything like that.
I never used it for nudes. I used it for the dog filter.
You need it for the fact that the messages go away because right now anything you text is going to end up one day against you because I think we're all going to prison one day for trans education. Like, I don't know. You're going to be safe in Finland, but we need to be able to. Do you remember when the event happened in September and I literally went to the group chat and was like, I'm not going to control how people are going to feel. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to control. I'm not going to say it's wrong to feel this way or that way. What I'm going to tell you is be aware of the moment we're in. And use texts that either encrypted or disappear or in some way will not come back to bite you one day if ever you're on trial for being a radical Antifa leftist. That's why you need Snapchat. Also for tits. But that's that's like a French benefit. So
a French benefit or
it's a reference to an old commercial.
Benefit.
We don't get French benefits, fringe benefits, anyway. Okay. It's a whole thing. I didn't just make it up. But it sounds made up. How are you two?
It does.
Alyssa, first of all, happy birthday. I have so much love for you and on your birthday, a little bit of hatred because when I see you and know what age you've turned, I am faced by how well I am not aging.
Okay.
But when I say I'm 35, people go, oh, I'm not going to out. You don't have to out what your age is, but people, 32. It's kind of like,
I'm 32, but also.
I almost slipped a B word as you said that, just so you know. I try to not call women the B word, and I almost just went,
Okay, I'm honored that you feel that way. I will level the playing field and tell you that Botox in my forehead helps a lot.
Okay.
And
no Botoxing this away.
You know, you would be surprised. And also a good...
Not intentionally mean, but really mean.
That should be the next fundraiser thing is that Jimmy will get Botox if we.
What would I Botox? I don't. No, my problem aren't lines because I don't go in the sun.
You don't need to do Botox, but you'd be surprised at what it does do, because like I'm always kind of amazed, but just I feel like the one thing that boys don't do is moisturize. Do you moisturize in the morning and at night?
Do you think I moisturize?
I don't know.
I moisturize my hands because of the eczema. And now the leg that I broke that has all the nerve damage in it, it looks, some days it looks like I've been doing like meth, you know, the meth scabs. It gets crazy down there.
No, I don't know the K holes or the B holes or the meth scabs.
You don't know the cliche of meth people, like where it's like they look super emaciated and covered in scratch. Well, I didn't do meth. I'm just saying, watch Breaking Bad once.
You're so seen it. Funny.
That's awful. That's one of the best shows.
Sorry.
Oh, by the way. Okay.
Anyways.
Thursday's bonus show. You two need to watch it. I cried last night. And I haven't had a good cry in a while. I watched Perfect Neighbor on Netflix.
Oh.
It will hurt your heart. Is it scary? No. It's a documentary. Because, you know, we like to review. I Promise doesn't know because she doesn't like our show and hasn't heard it. We like to review shows and things now. We've watched in the bonus show. Perfect Neighbor. It's on Netflix. And it's basically about a Karen. And most of it is shot. And most of the video is just straight from police body cams. And it's it kind of, I feel like it highlights a lot of things about, it's not even necessarily intending to, but it's about a specific woman who was shot by a black woman who was shot by a white woman in her neighborhood who was feeling very entitled by both stand your ground laws and the general concept of Karening. And there's this moment in it where we were both playing Pokemon, my partner and I, while we were doing it, while we were watching it. It was on in the background because we were just putting it on. And the little divider on the couch was down. I think the cat was on it or something. She couldn't see, so it was dark. And I was like, she's never seen me cry, and it won't be today. So I did it very quietly, but I was over there. I was just
no,
just killing me.
You have to cry in front of
crying is good for you,
guys. I got rid of so much other misogyny. Let me keep this one.
Okay, but do you want to know what I learned about that? There's when I was at that Bonnie.
Actually, she's heard me for break a couple times, but go ahead.
When I was at that conference a couple weeks ago, there was a lot of conversations about like masculinity and like how to have these conversations with them and whatever. And there's one therapist who deals with a lot of men who are like really challenged by masculinity and like the very many effects of it. And he says that when he encounters men that have a really hard time crying, like they can't get past the like, I'm not supposed to cry stuff. He tells them to, it's kind of like funny because he's just kind of like tricking them, but he'll say like, you have to complete the stress cycle. Your body wants to complete this, and it's true, but your body wants to complete the stress cycle. And for some reason, I guess giving people something that feels like tactical and like practical, you have to complete the stress cycle for your body to like move forward, feels a lot better than being like, you got to just let it out.
I get it. Yeah, I will say this one is complicated. So I actually have, first of all, I don't tend to bawl. Like that hasn't happened in a long time, even if I do let it out and even if nobody's around. So like crying for me, it's like, I'm going to say a few and then my body's going to respond with a dissociation response. Like it's literally like I'll get overwhelmed with emotions for about 10 seconds and then I'll lose all ability to feel for 2 hours. That's pretty much what happens.
I get that.
And I'll even like, it'll even respond with like, wasn't it funny how you had emotions a minute ago where it's like weirdo. But when it came to the specific thing, and I don't want to spoil it, even though it's a documentary and it's about like an actual event that happened, but I want you to be able to have that moment as, I guess, raw as possible, because I think it'll lead to an interesting conversation on Thursday. But there's a specific aspect to it that is particularly hard for me because it's probably a thing that's at the core of most of my insecurity, most of my like depression and anxiety related to my own family dynamic. And so because it's specifically in a certain category that relates to like what I find to be the worst thing about my life, that probably was why I wanted the like big shield up in that moment. But we'll talk more about it on the bonus show on Thursday, which by the way, only the patrons get to hear the bonus show. So if you want to hear what made me cry, my partner actually has, as I said it though, she's gotten a couple of times. I just am not that much of a crier, but I basically, the most recent time she saw it was, I might get emotional just describing this one, but like last month, shortly after Charlie Kirk died, definitely wasn't him that did it. shortly after Charlie Kirk died, everybody's like, oh, you should be like condemning this thing. And it was that week that I saw the image of the video of that little girl who was in Gaza, like disemboweled essentially by something and has organs hanging out of her and is breathing still. You can see her chest is still moving. She's in her last few seconds of life. And as I was trying to describe, like, hey, you want to stay off of these parts of the web. And then I just got really silent, like mid-sentence. And she was like, oh, what were you going to say? And then realized that I was having trouble completing the sentence because it was so viscerally horrible. And I think about that girl literally every day. And that's why none of these fucking douchebags with their, what'd you say?
I remember when you watched that and you told me about it and you were like, I'm telling you, do not watch it.
Yeah.
Do not look for it. Don't watch it. It traumatized me. No.
Once a day is probably not accurate. I gotta think I'm thinking about it. On the average day, it pops in my head probably 4 times. Like I am that video. And I've seen a lot of death from Gaza.
Yeah.
And there's something about modern media that has made it so when it's a human, like, I mean, movies and stuff, when it's a human adult, of course human, but when it's an adult, it's awful, it's visceral, but it's not that. And nothing, I think, from the media I had consumed so far had given me as something as visceral as like a 6-year-old disemboweled girl. And so I literally, it's like repeating in my head. I can't get it out. So anyway, we're off to a really pleasant start. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
My bad. Back to the birthday stuff. You got a birthday tattoo? Was that the occasion by which you got it done?
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got,
because Jimmy loves tattoos so much.
I love them.
Most of it's inspired by 2 books that I really love. I have Harmless in the center of my hand, which is from a book called Yours Truly, where like the 2 main characters promise to be harmless to each other, and I thought that was very sweet. But I also like, I'm vegetarian, and I also am like a humanitarian, and I feel like my whole goal in life is to do things in the most harmless way possible, which means for all of the people who are listening to this, that means fuck ass Andrew in New Jersey too. But and then these flowers and the bee and the snake are for a book cover for a book called Wayward, and it's about like 3 different generations of women who like the very earliest generation is like in the 1600s, and she gets like accused of witchcraft, and she just was like a herbal healer. What do they call those? Not like a doula, because it was like beyond that, but she would just like make herbal remedies for things. And so they accused her of being a witch. The next generation was a girl who was sexually assaulted, got pregnant at like 14, gets cast out of her family. And then the third one is a woman who is pregnant by a person who's abusing her. And basically the whole story is they all are the same generation of women, and they at some point end up in this like little cottage that's been carried down through their generations, and they find like all of the stories of the generations before them. And it's like a really beautiful story of resilience, and like what a lot of it's like what it means to be a woman and be resilient in moments where you're not being believed.
Oh, we've lost Alyssa's audio.
Oh no.
Alyssa,
sorry.
There you
I'm
are.
back. Anyway, it's just like a nice story of resilience and what it means to be a woman in the face of like being, invalidated all the time.
Yeah.
And I thought it paired nicely with the harmless message too. So
I love that. That's so pretty.
Nice.
It looks
I'm also
beautiful.
Thank you. I'm also like not scared of bees, not scared of snakes. Those are things that, like, in my opinion, pretty harmless unless you fuck with them. Like when people have bees fly around them and they're going like this, I'm like, yeah, I would fucking sting you too. Leave me alone.
I know.
This is
It
my
makes me
home.
so mad when people do that.
I know.
Like,
I'm like, if you ignore them, they'll
be
go.
Unless they're
still
wasps,
or
in which
move
case
away.
eradicate them. Genocide the wasps. We don't need hornets
Oh
or
my
wasps.
God.
Mosquitoes, literally, like I know they've done a lot of analysis. There's certain wasp people like they help with pollination, but they also destroy
That's
the
how we have
local
figs.
pollinating bees. And like actually
That's how we
pollinating
have-
bees in most of those places would thrive better. And bees are great. Fuck hornets. Fuck wasps.
Literally.
Kill them all. Kill all mosquitoes. I'm also good with fire ants being eradicated. Like, let's get rid of fire ants. Ants in
They're
general,
just-
I kind of like ants, but fire ants, fuck fire ants.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see the look you're giving. I'll show you when you come to visit eventually. I'll show you why I said it.
Are you threatening me with fire ants?
Yeah, we're gonna go for a walk outside, and you're gonna be like, I just took a really soft step. That's weird. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going on, and then suddenly your leg will be on fire.
Do you think I don't know about
fire
ants? I grew up in the middle of nowhere in Georgia on 60 acres of property. Like that was
worse because I've also lived in Georgia. I've lived in Tennessee, and I'm not kidding. The fire ant situation in Texas and Florida. Florida was really bad too. It's a different level. It's a completely different level. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to just one-up you this time. Yeah.
It's this time. So you admit that you were the other time.
That was a mistake. Why
did
you
want it that way? Yeah, this is the one time I'm not. I do want to explain your sarcastic remark about because Jimmy loves tattoos. For the record, I don't hate tattoos. I don't even necessarily dislike tattoos. My preference shouldn't matter at all because it's not my body, but my preference is no tattoos. However, it hasn't stopped me from dating anybody, loving anybody or anything. And I explained it. I feel like, Alyssa, you kind of got it a little bit. It seemed like you understood my reasoning.
Oh, really interesting explanation.
Promise once in a row before I explain, so I just sound awful. Go ahead.
No, it's really cute because the way we even discovered, I like all the differences in Friends. It's like I love that about you. I think it's cute. I like hearing people's preferences and knowing. It was really cute because Alyssa, before we started the show, shows her tattoo, and you go, "What? So what is that? A tattoo?" And it's just like my dad or grandfather when I get a new tattoo, and they're like, "So what is that?" And they're like trying to be nice about it. They're like, "Oh, so a tattoo." Oh, yeah. Anyways, continue.
I almost said, and I realized how old folk are say, is that like a temporary or like a henna? But I didn't.
That's where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I was, and I cut myself off.
My mom's reaction was, "Oh wow," via text. "Oh wow," and then she hasn't said anything else.
That's all. That's basically I kind of very similar reaction. No, I think it's the concept of the tattoo is cool. You explaining it, the story behind it, all very cool. I find myself just as attached as you would want a person to it. My preference for no tattoos, which by the way, I may get a tattoo because I have scars on my arm I want to cover, and I think a tattoo would be a good way to distract from the scars. My preference is it feels like you can't get a person with tattoos completely naked. That's pretty much it. It's like,
that's such an interesting thing. I never thought about that.
I don't really evaluate that much. So it's also different when it's on like somebody I'm not sleeping with. So like when you're showing your tattoos, I'm not like, oh, this affects my life. It's like, all right, that word, that's like your thing. But my general preference is it feels like it's like kinds of clothes you can't take off. There is something funny though about being on your hand as though if I was about to have sex with someone and they were like, but I'm keeping on a glove, I'd be like, well, then I'm out.
It does give glove sometimes in a way that I like. And that was sort of like what I was going for. And also I'm going to have more that kind of go up this way and it'll look less glovey.
You're going to go full sleeve by the end of it all?
It'll look like an opera glove perhaps.
Yeah.
No, not a full, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I just like have some other ideas that I want to do
because tattoos are so easy to get changed and covered now. Not necessarily easy, but they're easier to get changed and covered now.
Yeah.
I will say one of my old hesitancies has kind of gone away because I feel like I've had the same tattoo idea for the last 14 years. I was 21 when I almost got it and I still want the same tattoo basically. And I'm like, okay, after that number of years, that's a pretty good sign. I'm not going to regret it one day. But the idea of like a permanent marking on the body like that did intimidate me. But again, now you can get them covered. You can even get them removed in some degree. Yeah.
I think also part of it is like, and I don't know if everybody has this experience, but I suspect that they do. The light is being crazy right now. That fear exists until you get the first one. And then after that, you're like, this isn't so bad.
See,
and then it gets like less scary. Because you know how people will say like tattoos are addicting? That's honestly, I think that's what it is. It's like you get a tattoo and then like you still have your job, your family still mostly likes you, you still have your friends, and you're like, oh.
I think it's people who are addicted to getting tattoos that say that though. Because I think there's a much larger number of people who just get one or two and they don't hate them, but they're content. And there's you know what? There's a much larger. Do you know that the number of people who regret their tattoos and wish they never got them is dramatically higher by like so much than the number of people who regret being trans because you transphobes are fucking idiots. Anyway, I just wanted to slip that in. way higher regret rate on tattoo than there is on transitioning surgeries and like in transition care. But yeah, it is I don't know. I think people who are addicted to tattoos feel that way, but I guess to me it's like I wish I could take every surgery scar and every scar that was less unintentional but a result of drug use and thinking something would be cool. I wish I could take all of those off, and I think I would eventually feel the same way about. But I do have an idea for a tattoo that, well, maybe I'll tell you all off air. I'm not going to put it. I don't know. I don't feel like sharing it because I don't feel like getting bullied into doing it by an audience that I don't even know. But eventually I might get my left shoulder done. And it'd be cool to eventually do something related to the line or something. If we all came up with like, maybe I'll get Zerba on my body one day. Just kidding. I couldn't give Forrest the satisfaction. Could not do it. Couldn't do it. Today's podcast almost didn't happen, everybody, because where were you? Were you safe when Amazon Web Services went down? Mark yourself safe. Jesus Christ. And a bunch of people in the world don't even know it happened because it's like only.
I didn't know.
Yeah. It's the
I saw a headline about it, but.
It's any web service that is hosted in the East on the servers, I think in Virginia, it said, it might be West Virginia, of Amazon Web Services. So services like the service that runs my bed, which is really frustrating that they only do online only on. Now they want everybody to buy like a $3,000 upgrade to be able to get a fucking like manual button controller. But my bed has not just tracking stuff in it, but also temperature regulating stuff in it. So it definitely is super great for sleep. Like it's one of those things where it's like, don't get one because the company sucks. I already had one when they started like posting pro Elon shit and all that jizznat. And as soon as any like subscription stuff that I already had paid for runs up, I fully plan to jailbreak it and not use their stuff. Anyway, all that to say, it was really annoying because we couldn't set up the bed last night. But Snapchat's down for us. And then this service, like we had to keep refreshing. Alyssa had to do a bunch of restarts and stuff. And they've even told us ahead of time, like we have no idea when things are going to be fixed. So your processing time, once your recording is done, who knows what day this podcast will be able to go out.
Yeah. And you guys will have to take it whenever it comes.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, girl.
That sentence though. Hey. All right, we'll actually come back with some nudes here. News.
Oh,
we'll come back with news.
Wow.
We'll be coming back with news. That's how good the fundraiser did. Actually, I do want to talk about the fundraiser after the ad break too.
Yeah, we should.
I want to hear about it.
But we also want to talk about the No Kings protest and other newsy news things. And maybe we'll come back with nudes. You'll only get the nudes on Spotify. No, not Spotify. On iTunes Music. The audio only. If you're listening only, I will come back from the break naked. But for anybody who is watching on the video platforms, they'll still be wearing the hoodie. But I'll be everybody else, I'll be naked when we return.
Wonderful.
When we get back.
Wonderful.
We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by the amazing people on patreon.com/calltheline, where you can get the show ad-free and you get the extended episodes where we do bonus shows, which is most of the time. Head over to patreon.com/calltheline and sign up today.
Would you like to be one of the cool people who can
Welcome back, everybody. During the break, I explained to Promise what a K-hole and what the fentanyl fold is. What is a fentanyl fold? We were having a good time. Now my partner is asking to explain the pot settings the chicken is supposed to be on. And that's where when you turn it on, you turn the dial until it says chicken, and you're going to pressure cook it for 15 minutes. I don't know if you heard that, but I responded out loud. We've switched to an instant pot as the old Ninja pots that we liked that could do air frying in the same pot. The pot itself got chipped. They've discontinued the whole line of the Ninja Foodie pressure cookers, which is crazy. They were my favorite things. They could do so much stuff. And so, yeah, that's the whole thing. I gotta probably go see to that. You two want to start talking about some kind of news while I real quick show her how to cook some chicken, instant cook pot.
Let's talk about No Kings.
I want to hear
or whatever,
because I've been over here. I think there was a No Kings protest in a city a couple of hours away from me. We had family plans, that's why I couldn't do the fundraiser either. And family is like when we have plans for something like that, I'm focused. Otherwise I would have been there for the fundraiser. But I don't think it was such a big deal in other countries this time, from what I've heard. Yeah. I think it was more centered around the US. Did you go to any? What do you think about all of these things? I have nuanced opinions about this, but I want to hear yours.
Okay. I went for a little while. There's a town near me that is like really tiny, but they did a No Kings protest, and then they were doing them every Saturday for like weeks after the first one. So I was like, I know they're going to do one this time. So I went this time as well. And I wasn't there for that long. I mean, it was like a relatively small crowd, but it was nice. And I felt like it was kind of like important to be like, I live close to New York City. And so hypothetically I could have gone to the one in the city, but I was like, there's going to be so many people there. And I think it's almost like more fun to be in support of this like really tiny town that's doing it. So I went for a little while, and what I think is most like cool about these protests is the age range of the people who are there. Like in my town, and I heard in a couple of others, I think Taylor had a similar experience where it was mostly older folks. Like it wasn't a lot of young people that were at mine. And obviously like in major cities, it's a little bit different, but it is kind of nice to see, because I think the like perception is it's like the boomers that are like the reason we're in this place. So it's nice to see that like older generation that was there. So, you know, and it's inspiring. There was, I think they said 7 million people across the US that they're estimating were protesting. You know, and like the thing that's so frustrating about it is hearing the feedback from the right that's just like, first of all, like unsolicited, stupid, like we have a right to protest in this country, so like we're allowed to do that. But it's just like all of these people who are like, we already don't have a king, so why are you going? And then like literally the
just
next day Trump
to get the point.
Right. Literally the next day Trump posted an AI video. First of all, the one shitting on
I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to give him the attention. Because that's what he wants people to talk about. He wants people to talk about it.
We're going to affect his algorithm.
No, I know. Which is why we're going to talk about it anyways. I'm just saying in general, like everything in me wanted to make a post like, what the fuck? And I was like, I just don't even want to. I don't even want to give him the time of day. There were two this weekend
dumping shit on Americans. And then the other one was him literally dressed like a king. So I'm like, it's just sort of like, stop telling us. Oh, what just happened? That was weird. Stop telling us that what we are experiencing is not the truth when this person is literally telling us that it's the fucking truth. I'm so tired of being gaslit, you guys. Like I actually recently the comments for like my own type of content and even just like the political stuff is making me so fucking angry because I just cannot like I even saw recently like a clip from Fox News where they were talking about, they basically used exactly the phrasing that we use when we talk about the right being like, you know, dangerous and limiting our freedoms and stuff like that. They literally like copy and pasted and just put the left in there.
That's an old fascist tactic.
You're just saying stuff. Like you are literally just saying stuff because you know your base is not going to question you, and it's just fucking unbelievable.
It's actually Goebbels shit. Accuse your enemy of that which you are guilty is essentially that's the fascist playbook. I think that the two of you just need a slight perspective change. Maybe it's because I'm a man. I don't know. Maybe I have it like I have the superior perspective because of my penis, probably. It's awesome that they're freaking out about it because it means it bugs them. And my favorite part about it is how much they're talking about how much it's not bugging them. Yeah. Genuinely, this is what I absolutely fucking love is they're literally like, oh, there is no king because if there was, as though they don't understand. The idea is we're protesting the idea of a king because he has clearly been doing things to grab power. He has clearly been overusing. And by the way, you guys did the King Obama shit on Fox News. I remember because I was for it at the time. You guys were saying Obama was a king back when he was doing the mildest executive orders, like literally the tiniest things you call him for a king. But the whole thing, like the fact that they are posting about it nonstop, post, just not, they desperately hope they can meme their way out of this. And it's one of these things where it's like, you guys must really think that the Democrats are never going to get power back. And again, I'm not a Democrat, but at this point I'm like, bro, some president who wants to come up now and be like, look, I'm going to give everybody free healthcare. I'm going to not throw trans people under the bus. I'm going to make sure that we have strong unions, that kind of stuff. Whether he's a Democrat or whatever, I would strongly vote for. But if he wants to add in there, and by the way, here's the things I'm going to do to make you Republicans cry every fucking day. Like, I'm going to give you a trans Supreme Court justice. Fuck you. Try and stop me. I'm going to pack the court with nothing but trans. I love that. I just, at this point, it's like, you guys are real sure you're not going to get power back. You're never going to lose power. Whether he is capable of actually pulling that off, we'll find out based on the midterms, essentially. And if they ever get power back, the next step is going to be with power, hopefully with a super majority. The number one thing we have to do is lock down our elections and make them free and fair. And basically the reaction to your tyranny, if democracy holds and we don't turn into straight up dictatorship, everybody always thinks the pendulum swing in their directions the last time it's going to swing. I felt that way eventually about like Obama, where once I switched parties before I realized, first I thought Obama was evil because I was on the right. Then I moved to the Democrats and I thought Obama was great. And now I think Obama's evil again, but now because I'm on the left. But there was a period of time where it was like, oh, the pendulum swung. And now we all see how much better it is to be in a post-racist America with a black president and the Republicans will never win again. And it just swung further back the other way. And they're just like so sure the pendulum's not going to swing back. So as these people are going like, oh, no king, no, realizing like their groceries are getting more expensive. Their shit's getting tariffed. Right. Their businesses are getting shut down. And we still have 3 more fucking years of this chaos. By the end, half of them are going to be voting the Republicans out. Again, if there's a vote. And if there's not a vote, much crazier shit is happening after that. Like, yeah. The ways in which it's like the way the Republicans are being too confident and the way rich people are doing too confident, where it's like, I'm not condoning anything, but y'all really don't know what happened in history right before we grabbed the guillotines, right? Like you are on a path. I'm not saying this should happen, but you're definitely gonna die.
But so like, what do we do? Like, how do we stop the pendulum from swinging so far? Like, how do we actually progress as a society? I know, but how do we get people on board with that? Like, that's what we're doing,
right? Are more people leftists and feminists and secular because the 3 of us exist than would have been if we don't? I think the answer is yes. Yeah, probably. And I think we're contributing wherever we can. And we need to encourage other people to contribute to that wherever they can.
I'll keep spreading the good news of democratic socialism from Finland. So,
hell yeah,
yeah, girl.
All the horrific healthcare and district heating and social programs
healthcare down your fucking throats, people. You know what? In America, dental will be included. Assholes. It's crazy that dental isn't included. By the way,
I was just talking over the weekend to some of my in-laws about this because one of them was kind of complaining. I mean, understand he just had, I won't get into details for his privacy's sake, but he had some kind of surgery and stuff. And he was had to do some of it through private or chose to for whatever reason. You can choose, by the way, here. It's like you have all these options. And I was like, yeah, but how much did you pay still? And I'm expecting maybe a few thousand because I know it's way better here. And in the US, it's something that would have been like tens of thousands with insurance, probably. And he was like, well, I think it came out to like $250 at the end of it. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, you guys have no idea.
Fucking with me.
Well, in my first experience, if you guys remember, when I broke my tooth in France, I was freaking out. And I go on a Sunday morning to an emergency clinic that was able to repair it for... They were like, we're sorry, you're going to have to pay cash because I didn't have the European card or whatever. And I was like, that's fine. Like, whatever, please help me. And it was 40 euros. Like, that's absolutely insane. And then I was able to get the permanent repair here in Finland for, I think, 150 or something. And literally, this is how it went. I walked in, I go to my appointment. The doctor and the nurse are in the room the whole entire time. I don't wait on anybody. He looks at it. He goes, do you want me to fix it? I can do it for this much. I said, yep. And he goes, cool, I'll do it now. Reaches over, like grabs the stuff, starts fixing it, sends me out. I was done in like 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yo. Now
Anyways,
you're like, now you're trying to make me want the outhouse. Cause now you're like, now you're telling me there's this dental technology they have over there where he's like, and he literally just spat on it and I grew a new tooth. It was crazy.
No, I just
Whatever
used
they're
it,
putting
like,
in the water in Finland makes your spit grow teeth. Okay, people.
No, what's crazy to me, I don't know about you guys, but when I go to a dentist appointment in the US, like first you go in there, you have like 3 different people that take their time between each person. And it takes forever till you actually see the doctor. And you're there for like over an hour for the most basic shit. And you want to die the whole time. And you want to die the whole time. And then they're like, here's a warm blanket for you. And you're like, yeah, cool, thanks.
They give you a warm blanket? That's nice.
I went to a fancy one back in Nashville, but like it wasn't worth it.
We started at 10 your time last week on calling it now. I'm sorry, this is autism pulling up. I just saw the number. Did we start at 10 last week?
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Do you mind
if
we
want to start at 9
instead of?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's great.
Thank you. Okay, sorry, continue.
This is how it goes for us guys. Yeah. Anyways, no, that's just
don't miss promise. I'm calling it now Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Don't miss.
And then watch Chewed Gum later that night.
Yeah,
absolutely. We're gonna have that redirect on.
I need to stay up all night one night so I can come.
Yeah, we missed you so much.
I want to hear about the fundraiser on Saturday because I missed it.
Okay.
Go.
We only raised $100 because you weren't there.
I already saw how much you guys raised, and I was like, "That's my people."
So how much? Do you know?
Wasn't it? It was like 50, was it 52 or 56 last I saw?
I think it was 55, right? Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up. So for the No Kings Day, because a lot of us can't just go out and be around people because of our immune systems, we went ahead and did a little fundraiser for the Secular Student Alliance, which I like to refer to as the opposite of Turning Point USA. It is very anti church and state, right? Keep church and state separated. Keep church and state separated. All the people there have great secular humanist values. All the people there still have all the blood in their neck. They are the absolute opposite. Promise did not hear what I just said. Otherwise she would have been like, oh, no, disgusting. I just made a kind of a little
gross
reference to, no.
Yes.
It was not gross. I might have made light of the death of Charlie Kirk a little bit.
Oh God.
Anyway, I assure you SSA does not condone what I just said because we are separate entities, but I raise money for them because I so support the next generation of secular humanists. And I just think that they are a wonderful, wonderful organization who deserve all the money that we can get them. Oh, I just realized. So $20,000 of what we did was specifically raised over on the newer channel that we're doing the shows on, Jimmy Snow and the Line, which is an older channel, but newer channel but the overall earned, which won't even be the real number either, but the number that came in through donations how do I just go fucking see this thing? Sorry, I'm freaking out here. That came in with actual donations. I can't even look at it in YouTube Studio because that gives me a breakdown per. So I actually need to go find one of the streams. But I think it's okay. Spoiler alert: it's $55,000. Is almost certainly.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
and our audience did an amazing job.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, wait. I think I can click it here. Okay, $56,622. The best part, we also have a $10,000 match coming in for it. So
that's crazy.
It's actually $66,022.
Yay.
Which, if you remember, back in May, we also raised was it $93,000 or $97,000 for RFR, which means the Lines audience has done $150,000 in 2025.
That is so cool.
In raising money for actual deserving, awesome institutions.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
It makes me a little more hopeful. And then at the same time, I'm like, damn it, I have to get more famous so we can raise more money. Because now next year, if we did 150, we have to do 200 total for 2026, or I won't be satisfied. I will never be satisfied.
We can do it.
Oh my God.
I wasn't able to watch anything because I was with family, but I did pull up the link a couple times. And one time, I'm pretty sure I saw Alyssa, Arden, and Taylor on the screen together. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And I was just like having the most amount of FOMO possible and was very upset about it. I was just like,
it was
everybody, hope you're having fun.
She was the producer, so I left so they could do a girl hour. She took over my spot for 5 minutes, so the 5 minutes of the hour could be girls only. Yeah. If you had been there from the onset, there would have been a girl hour where all the host and the producer was a girl. So just saying, we're as sad you weren't there as you are.
Always sad. One of the activities that we did was we
I feel like
drew.
I actually heard did you see your face? I was just teasing you.
I'm just sad.
Okay, I love you.
I love you.
We drew little new
now
Zerba.
I'm not mad. You were drawing, so I already feel better. Continue.
It was pretty fun.
It was really fun, and mine was Zerbiana Grande. She didn't win, but I thought it was funny.
How did she not win?
Because I drew Zerbion, which is an evolution Zerba.
So
I probably saw mine.
We have to consider the audience.
And I love yours a lot.
Thank you. I think the girly pops enjoy, but because of the Pokemon
that's
of it all.
Worse. When Arden cleans it up and it looks like an evolution, it's going to be great. I also later his father is what is it? Zerker Texas Woke Ranger.
Oh my God.
Wow.
He's also going on the family portrait.
Why is there a zebra? What happened?
You don't know about Zerba? Jesus Christ, you've been gone for long. No. So for the last RFR thing, Forrest had to draw a new mascot, and because he's Forrest, you know how his audience freaks out even if he does things badly, and they're like, "This is the best thing anyone's ever done."
I do know about that.
I love Forrest, and once upon a time, I got to have that type of ego boost. People used to overreact to the and so I want him to love and enjoy this time where one gets to have all of that. It is fleeting.
You want him to.
It is fleeting. No. Genuinely, you feel like you're on cloud 9. There are times where I'm like, I guess this must have been from this, but enjoy it while you have it, buddy. Anyway, he came up with Zerba, which is basically a stupid sock puppet zebra, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, no art has ever been greater than this art. Put it in the Sistine Chapel. This will survive. The line will be dead, but people will remember the Zerba." Anyway.
Okay, so that must have been the last fundraiser that I was a part of, but then I went to sleep, so I missed the other.
He's become the unofficial mascot of the line
got
Zerba has. Yeah.
Okay, so
so now we're making a family portrait for a bit of merch that'll be for the people who donated higher amounts.
Very cute. What were you going to say, Alyssa?
I just saw that this is back to newsy things, but I just saw that they demolished portions of the east wing of the White House today.
I'm not surprised. He needs you to physically see him at the White House even after he's dead. I think that's where we'll pick up when we come back from the break, but that is his ego. He needs if he could put the word Trump, and he's going to try and make it the Trump ballroom, right? He's going to try to figure out some way to have the word Trump on the White House forever, even after he's gone. And I hope we do to it what happened to all the Nazi memorabilia. You're not seeing a lot of swastika buildings out there. And at this point, the name Trump, when I see Trump in his logo font,
it's not good.
It invokes similar windmill imagery to me.
I really
swastikas look like windmills.
Hope you're right.
We'll
Don't
be
be
right
rude
back.
to windmills.
Would you like to be one of the cool people who can prove they were supporting this podcast right from the beginning? Well, you can. Head over to linemerch.com. That's linemerch.com and pick up some Founders merch for The Line as a Podcast that will only be available for a short time and features the rough draft drawn logo that soon will be updated to look less like it was drawn by a 3-year-old. That's linemerch.com.
As we come back, a slight apology. Promise doesn't watch Community, so she didn't get the reference. Please don't take that ignorant thing she said as we went to break about insulting windmills. Please don't take that
Stop
personally.
making niche jokes. I don't know any of these things.
I miss you so much that I have to be so mean to you, I guess.
Oh, God.
There was an episode of Community where they're playing Pictionary and one of them had windmill. So the guy like tries to drop, it's clearly a swastika and he's like pointing at it. He's like, no, and he starts circling it, meaning to be it's spinning, but it looks like he's just circling.
No. I don't know any of these inside jokes. That
Community's the best show.
Part of society have.
Community's the best.
I really sincerely hope that I'm like, if I was feeling very good about people being Trump supporters, like slowly disintegrating, like the MAGA base slowly disintegrating a little bit. And now I feel not so good about it because
you thought that they were going to start turning away slowly?
Yeah, like I felt like a percentage of them was starting to be like, this is not what I asked for.
Cults is that they never cease to surprise you about how far they will go.
Oh my God.
What's the phrase? I'm shocked but not surprised, where it's like when the thing happens, you're like still taken aback, but then you're like, yeah, but this is consistent with it's just amazing. Like it's as though they all went to improv school and they're yes-anding their own hypocrisy. They're like, we have to elevate it, we have to escalate it, we can't just stop at the hypocrisy they know and love, we have to take it to the next level. I have to show my ass to sell this movie, Greg. That's a famous quote.
That another reference?
That's to The Room. You know The Room?
Yes, I watched it a very, very, very long time ago, but
Tommy was so famously telling Greg that he has to, the guy who played Mark, when he's like, the sex scene is weird, man. I don't know if we should go. I have to show my ass to sell this movie, Greg.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Have you seen The Room, Promise?
I haven't seen it, but
Future bonus show movie review.
It just makes me think of my ex who was obsessed with it and like quoting it all the time.
Did you bring?
So it's kind of like
I hate exes ruining shit.
I know,
just say,
but
hi,
they
Mark.
do.
Yeah. Well, fuck that guy.
Anyways, so
I had another quote. I was going to quote a different part of the movie
with you
as a joke, but I was like, I don't think she probably wanted that amount of her business out there. But I had a whole fucked. I have a joke revolving The Room that you'll appreciate, but probably don't want out on the internet.
Oh,
it's for after the show. But if you go and you donate $500 to our Patreon, I'll tell you what the joke was. I'm not really going to do that, but God. I'm still in fundraising mode,
Alyssa,
people.
your light is killing me. It's so hilarious.
I know. It's so weird. I know, it really is. I'm also like, I realized literally halfway through doing this podcast that I forgot to take my Wellbutrin this morning. And so my brain is just like slowly shutting off. It's like it's a house and then like it's just going around turning each room's light switch off individually.
I can see Russia from my house. That's what it reminded me of when you said house.
Oh my God.
What were we just talking about 2 seconds ago?
The ballroom?
I'm in fundraising mode. My favorite moment from the fundraiser was when somebody pointed out the word soliciting for donations came up. And I was like, and this is what I am best at, soliciting, according to the police. That's one of my favorite moments. And then
my God.
After that, because then it sort of became a joke. It's like, Jimmy's really good at soliciting donations. And then Adeline said, what the fuck? You're better at soliciting than an actual hooker. Because Adeline works at a legal brothel a couple times a year. And so, yeah, that was really funny. That was my favorite bit of the day. Jimmy Snow. He's really good at that soliciting.
Love it.
Always is.
Some people died. Diane Keaton and Jane Goodall since the last time we were gathered? Did we talk about Jane actually?
That was a while ago.
That was a while ago.
Well,
Jane
Keaton
Goodall
was
is a
last
while ago. Diane Keaton, I'm really
we
sad
only
about Diane
just
Keaton.
heard what the cause of death was for Jane Goodall, though. That was today.
Oh, what was the cause of death?
Old age?
Well, I didn't open it. I just saw the headline. Yeah, I mean, it was she died in her sleep. What was the Jane Goodall cause of death? I'm going to guess if it's in the sleep, probably it's either going to be stroke or heart failure, right? Died from cardiac arrest, heart failure, also referred to as cardiopulmonary arrest.
How old
91
is she?
years old. And look, that's another person who was like obviously a great activist and definitely stressed about the things not happening. But I get the idea that she had a much more fulfilling life than I did. So at 91 years old, it's like 91 years of being a badass.
Yeah.
Like,
did you guys hear about her documentary that got released on Netflix? That was like her final words.
Oh, no.
I haven't seen it yet, but supposedly in it, she said that somebody asked if you could send, I need to look this up so I say it right, but something about like if you could send anybody like on a spaceship away from Earth forever, like who would it be? And her answer was Trump, Elon Musk, and I think the third was Netanyahu. Let me see.
Huh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wait. I think I remember the thing that I heard on Fox News that I was like, oh my God, you're literally just
it was
flipping.
Putin. Sorry.
Putin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. So
it was something about Israel.
That's a tough one. If they were like, they got the three on there, like, now here's Netanyahu. Would you like to trade one of them?
She actually said, I can't, how do you say his name? Xi Jinping. Anyways,
Xi Jinping. Yeah.
That, thank you. And Benjamin Netanyahu. She did say them too. Sorry, Alyssa.
Okay.
Anyways, continue.
I think that's what it was that I saw the Fox News clip where they were talking about the left and how all the left want, and it was like weird because it was the first time I heard them say that, and it just is so blatantly not true. That all the left wants to do is to be in power so that they can give all of their money to Netanyahu, and I was like, are you on actual crack? Like, you actually are on crack cocaine. And they're saying this on the news network that most of America is watching. So that made me want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
I could not believe what I was hearing. I was like, I felt like, you know, like when you see an old school cartoon and their eyes like go out of their head a few times. That's what I was experiencing. I was like, what are you talking about?
Do you want to, shit.
And that's
you
not
ready
to say
for
that there
all three
are
of us to
people
feel
on
terribly guilty?
Well, it's not. Wait, before you say that, because I want to finish this thought. It's not that there aren't people on the left who are like taking AIPAC money and like, you know, being shitty and gross about Israel, of course. But to like say that it's solely on the left and like position it as something that is like happening only on the left and like we're creating like that's just so disingenuous and not true, and it's like clearly inciting hatred and violence. That's all I'm going to say.
So here's the thing is we're almost done with the actual podcast, and I'm about to share some news, and I think we're all going to feel terribly guilty because realistically it's what we should have started it on.
Oh God, what?
Any ideas, any thoughts of what we waited until the very end? Think thematically to what you are talking about right now.
Oh, is there more news about Gaza?
Yeah, it's already been violated. Israel's already violating the ceasefire. Remember, but where are the liberals now when they're like, stop the genocide? Trump stops the yeah, it's over. That's what,
like, when I saw that
fully over?
But yes, they
I mean, if it's violated, it's violated.
Right. And it wasn't ever a treaty, right? Because they aren't actually ending the war. And then there's
Jared
all
Kushner
of these fucking people like
just did their little tour.
They solved it.
Talking, yeah. Ugh.
They solved it. Bill Maher, even the fucking, what I called him a Nazi sympathizer on Threads this week, doing his whole, you know, and frankly, wait, can I do his voice? And you don't know what you're talking about because this is my Bill Maher voice. No, it's not very good. But anyway, but he always trails down at the end and he's always talking down to you and you're not as good as him. And anyway, Bill Maher, saying like, and Hamas executed this number of people which it's first of all, like prove, let's first of all get proof. But even if you did prove that, the fact that we aren't as vocal right now during this period of time, nobody's pro Hamas. That's a lie that you guys tell. And also the thing we were really opposed to, and the reason we were the loudest on it wasn't just that it was a genocide being committed by Israel and there's other violences, is that we were paying for it. I was giving money to the government and they were handing it to Netanyahu and saying, go bomb a hospital with these buckaroonies. And so, of course, we are louder about that which we can more directly affect. Yes, there are lots of things that have to happen in the world. And I wish people would talk more about it. But you also can't be. Years ago, he was like, America, you're not the world police. You're not and it's like, you can't have your cake or fucking eat it. You don't get both. You don't get to say like, we can't police the world and we can't and then when we're saying, well, why don't we get our fucking money out of this fucking place with this genocide and stop the genocide from happening, empowered by our own dollars. And then you go, but why aren't you talking about the Congo? Why aren't you talking about, he starts to sound more and more like Trump every fucking day. And it's such whataboutism where it's like, bro, you don't get to sit here and condemn us for not condemning enough genocides when you still haven't condemned the genocide in Gaza. Even now that the UN has called it a genocide. Mm-hmm. It's such a like, don't look at the fact that I didn't bring it up the entire fucking time. But now as the numbers are going to go up, now as investigators go in and that thing's going to skyrocket, now I'm going to do why aren't you looking at the violence over here in the fucking just eat his own ass.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of Americans are people that are against the genocide, or even able to admit that that's what's happening, are also starting to realize how influential like AIPAC and all of that has been. And it's not just, it's like this country that's been lobbying and trying to gain bombs to kill a bunch of people, like from us. Like you said, this is not just some, awful thing that's happening that would still be fair to have an opinion about. But it's like you said, it's using us fully. And there's a lot more going on to it. And this has been going on for years and years and years and years and years. This is not just a now thing.
I just hate everybody so much.
I feel more down in the dumps about our situation like this week than I have in a long time. But I also need to like take my Wellbutrin. So
there's that.
Who knows? In like an hour, I might not feel that way. I might be fine. Might have leveled it out.
I'm going to go and get the link to our show tomorrow, and I'm just going to start putting it in response on threads all over the place of like, cool, I'm on tomorrow. Call in and debate me on this. You're wrong, and I can prove it. Call in tomorrow. I'm live. Debate me. I'm just going to fucking spam that. You spam it. I just got the event up. Promise. Go get some of your weirdos. And in the bonus show today, we're going to go to Alyssa's video on virginity. It's right. And read some of the insane comments and respond to those. So if you want to be a part of the bonus show, you want the extended episode with the bonus show, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline. By the way, if you are a patron over at patreon.com/calltheline, we're going to do some new ads for our merch to encourage people to join on Patreon. So in the comments over on the Patreon post, why don't you go ahead and suggest what you think would make some fun, good ads between us. And as usual, I will steal the good ideas and dismiss 99% of them as terrible. But one of you will have a good idea, and it could be you. Patreon.com/calltheline. That's the show. Make sure that you are back here on Friday. We don't know what day you're going to see this. Again, the internet's broken, and I blame Donald Trump for that too. We will see you on Friday, or you could come visit us on the other shows before, like Tuesday. Alyssa is frozen, but with the prettiest goddamn smile I think I've ever seen in my whole life.
Look at those lashes.
You are gorgeous. And that's the show. Sorry.